My name is Emily Vandenberg, and I am a freshman student here at DU. Over the course of this quarter, I have researched almost everything there is to know about fair trade. I became so involved with fair trade when I watched a documentary called Food Inc. The documentary explored the realities behind the agricultural industry here in America. The documentary Food Inc. by filmmaker Robert Kenner is so amazing because it reveals the truth behind industrialized agriculture in America. I learned that thousands of Americans are living in substandard conditions even though they are employed by major corporations. Something about this just seems so wrong to me. In my opinion, if you have a job, you should also have the right to employee benefits and financial security. This drove me to do research about fair trade, and this is what my taskbar looked like. From my research, I have learned the impact of fair trade, how schools become certified, and all about local certified companies in Denver. So, let me set the scene for you on what it's like to be an American agricultural worker. You are an American citizen working for a major corporation on a farm, feeding millions of American citizens. You expect that you'd be paid a decent amount and have employee benefits just like the rest of American workers, right? Except the reality is that you don't have the same rights as other American workers. You are treated poorly. You are barely making ends meet. All of your friends can buy their family and children nice things, but you can barely afford to put food on the table at night. And this is so ironic because you're feeding so many other American families their dinners. So, as an American agriculture worker who is disappointed with their working conditions, what can they do? Well, really, you can't do anything. The companies just blackmail you. You don't have the ability to fight back and you'll lose your job if you do. But at this point, it wouldn't be any worse than losing your job. So herein lies the problem agricultural workers face. Up until recently, agricultural workers had to close their mouths and deal with these conditions just to barely survive. But now, fair trade can offer new light that could save many local agricultural workers. But not only this, it could save many foreign workers in third world countries at the same time. So, now you might be asking yourself, where does fair trade come into all this? Fair trade is basically a certification that ensures a premium and has regulations in order to ensure the proper treatment and the prosperity of its employees. The company institutes 10 principles in order to ensure proper treatment of employees. The principles of fair trade are as follows: opportunity for marginalized workers, transparency and accountability, fair practices, fair payment, no forced labor or no child labor, equal rights and non-discrimination, capacity building, and promotion and sustainability. So, does fair trade really have an impact? After implementing fair trade values into companies, it was found that fair trade farmers have higher post-secondary education rates. They also had an income increase of 40%. A study from Geography Compass also found that fair trade had a direct impact on reducing poverty. While fair trade has had most of its success in third world settings, fair trade can also help the United States. In 2017, the company Wholesome Harvest in Arizona became the first American company on home soil to become certified in fair trade. This was a huge success for fair trade as it often exhibits a domino-like effect on surrounding communities. We need fair trade practices not only in Denver but all across America. Currently, there are 18.5 million Americans living below the poverty line, and 14% of these Americans come from Denver. If fair trade practices were implemented all across America, the people living below the poverty line would decrease steadily. The problem with fair trade isn't that people don't want to pay extra. It's a feel-good movement, so naturally people want to be involved. A whopping 72% of DU students surveyed said they'd pay extra just to ensure that employees are treated fairly. The issue is that 85% of students didn't know about the standards and regulations of fair trade. University students are among the most progressive and initiative-taking people in the world. University students want to see and make change in the world. DU supports many other initiatives like sustainability and protecting wildlife. Fair trade also ensures that these are taken into account within their companies. Really, if anything, DU students should care the most about what fair trade brings to the table. Students at DU will soon be starting jobs out in the real world. They will be at the bottom of the food chain and they won't have much say. Students should want to enter a work environment with rights and that protects them from economic disparity. Students oftentimes believe that they can't make any real change. People have the opinion that their vote won't make a difference in a national vote because there are so many other people voting. However, with fair trade, this isn't the case. Every fair trade purchase contributes to the greater good. Students can have a tremendous impact, and this can be done in several easy ways. For one, the biggest problem encountered with fair trade is lack of knowledge. Go educate yourself and have discussions with others. In addition, I know university students are coffee lovers, and they don't always drink the coffee on campus. Whenever possible, seek out fair trade coffee from Pilates and Coda Coffee, located close at a fair price. Fair trade certified products can also be bought at grocery stores. They are labeled with the fair trade logo, and usually they aren't much more expensive than the other products. When the dining hall offers fair trade food, try and eat this over other options, and eventually the dining hall will stock more fair trade. And in general, just try and look and see how many products have the logo. Sometimes it's understandable that you can't always buy fair trade. As a student, I get that you usually buy whatever's on sale. But whenever possible, buy fair trade because it helps the lives of marginalized workers, and the products are held to the highest of standards. And if you don't buy fair trade, try and buy local. This supports local communities just like fair trade can. Now that I've given you the rundown on fair trade, come and join the cause with me. And if you ever see me around at a local fair trade coffee shop, stop and come say hi. We can discuss and promote the lasting great feeling that ethical purchasing leaves on our lives. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.